Hello, everybody. My name is Meg Horn. I'm the Travel Sales Manager here at AAA Northeast. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. We are so excited to have our friends here from Aruba and the Bahamas with us today. Before we go ahead and get started, I wanted to review a few housekeeping tips. With all the participants right now are in fact muted, but we would love to hear from you. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to just pop in to our question box. We'll be happy to answer those for you. And at the end of the session, we will have a Q&A time with the panelists as well. And this session is being recorded, so if you do want to pop back in later in the week in case you missed anything or anything like that, the recording will be on our next network, which can be found at AAA.com/travel center. Here at AAA Northeast, safety and advocacy are pillars of our brand, and landscape. Using a travel agent is more important than ever these days, and a smart depart agent can help secure your travel plans with the peace of mind that's needed in today's world. In addition to being Smart Depart certified, our travel agents are also certified with Pleasant Holidays. Pleasant is the perfect supporting partner to make your Aruba and Bahamas dreams come to life. So let's just put it all out there. How many times since today have you daydreamed about a beach chair in the sand, or your feet in the water, maybe a private cabana? Yep, we gotcha.
Okay, great. So yeah, sun, sand, and sea, and no stress. So when you come down to Aruba, you're going to really experience the One Happy Island. That is our tagline, One Happy Island. On the cars, our license plates has that One Happy Island, and when you get there, you'll truly feel happy. And we have been open since July 10th to the U.S. market, welcoming back visitors, some newbies, as well as a lot of repeat clients that couldn't wait to get back to Aruba to experience it. And this is a wonderful map that will show you what Aruba has to offer. If you're flying, and when you look out the window, you'll actually be able to take a photograph of this wonderful island because it's only 19.6 miles long, and it is 6 miles at its widest point. So it's 70 square miles of fun. I always say, don't let the small size fool you, because you have plenty to do on the island, on land, as well as on the sea. And if you take a look on the map towards the bottom right part, you'll see National Aruba Park. And within that park, you'll find some unique attractions. So we have Fontaine Cave. It's a cave if anyone loves history or they are interested in artwork. They'll find Ameri Indians, the Native Americans, the Native indigenous peoples rather of Aruba have left their mark on the ceiling of the caves, and they've created their artwork there. And the caves also have these wonderful shapes from the stalagmites and stalactites that have formed within the cave. They'll also find out there our natural pool. It's formed around these wonderful rocks that have protected a little area so you can swim out there while looking at all of the other rough seas crashing against the rocks. In the national park, you'll also be able to, you can socially distance with your little bubble of people. You can hike, you can bike, you can also take a walk through the park. So there's a lot to see out there. There's also up on the, we call it, by the lighthouse, the California lighthouse. So most of the trips all the way up at the north tip there, most of the Jeep tours and trips will kind of start up there, and then they trace around to where you see Alto Vista Chapel coming down into the Bushiribana ruins. They actually found gold back in the 1800s there. And for some unique experiences of all ages, there's the ostrich farm, we have the Io rock formations, we have a butterfly farm, as well as a donkey sanctuary. So there's a lot to do on the island. As far as most people coming down think just Palm Beach, affectionately known as the high-rise section of hotels and resorts, or the Eagle Beach, the low-rise section, but they have forgotten that we have an entire island full of other attractions. And so I'm going to kind of touch upon that as we go through. So do keep that in mind. We do have lots of water activities, the land activities, but we have, most importantly, how to get onto the island right now with the protocols that are in place. So Aruba has set up some safety protocols to make sure and keep not only the residents safe and secure, but for visitors to be safe and secure. So now the embarkation disembarkation card is online, it's automated. So as soon as a passenger has booked their flights to Aruba, doesn't matter what the time period is, they will be able to go ahead and complete, or rather start the completion of the ED form for short, the embarkation disembarkation form, for every passenger that is traveling that is a passport holder. So that will go ahead and put in for step one their basic traveler information. They need a valid email address, and once they do that, they forget about it and they walk away. And 72 hours before their flight, they will receive a reminder to start the process to complete the remainder of the components on the ED card, or rather your embarkation disembarkation card. So passengers will have a self-health declaration form there online they will fill out. They will purchase mandatory Aruba visitors insurance. It's mandatory and it is purchased through the platform. They will have to procure a negative PCR test. There are some restrictions. So high-risk states will have to have 2 tests, one pre-flight and one upon arrival in Aruba, and it's $75 per person, taking it 15 years and over. With the some states that are not in high risk, they do have an opportunity to opt to take the test upon arrival, because you do have a 72-hour, 12-hour window. 72 hours is when you can take the test. You cannot take it more than 72 hours, and then the client has up until 12 hours to upload the negative test in order to travel, and you must receive a green check mark. So the green check mark will allow the passengers to travel. And if you have any further questions, you can always put it in the chat regarding this, and I'll be more than happy to answer. And once on island, the visitors will see the health and happiness code. We have a certification that we've put together. It is a stringent 2-step process. The gold seal is only received after step 1, which are the checklist of protocols and procedures that have to be adhered to as set by the health department in Aruba, as well as the World Health Organization. So it is absolutely at the topmost to make sure social distancing plans are implemented, cleansing protocols are implemented. So for example, hotels are more and more using keyless entry. Restaurants are now going to the QR code menus or single-use menus. You'll find that masks are going to be worn in public transport areas or in socially distant, challenging situations. Then that will be in place. And the health and happiness code will give the peace of mind to the client. And there is an app. It's a completely complimentary app to download with the Aruba Health app, and they list all of the restaurants and shops and everyone who's gone through this health and safety protocol. So that's also good to have and note, because it makes you look like the hero. You'll know where to send them on to have for entertainment, for restaurants. So keep in mind also, as I mentioned before, it's not just Eagle Beach and Palm Beach, but we've got these beautiful locations where, again, socially distancing is going to be possible. So this here are the mangroves and Mango Alto, and you can paddleboard here. There's kayaking here. So that's fun for all ages, or at least kids who can swim and get in, that's fine. They can do that out there, or just relax and take a look at some of these beautiful waters that we have. And there's Baby Beach. It's another wonderful area to go down to the southern tip of the island. And Baby Beach, there are some shops there for eating, so you can relax and grab a bite, get a drink. Do keep in mind we've had some protocols implemented on island. So currently independent bars are not open, or nightclubs right now off property. You would always check with each individual hotel because they have certain standards and procedures. Most of the hotels, when you arrive in Aruba, you'll have a mask on, and then when you get to the hotel and you've checked in, if you're not taking the test on island and quarantining until the results come up to 24 hours, you're free to go about the resort. But do pay attention, because some resorts may require the mask around the common areas, and some are not. Now, the spas, you can still enjoy your spa treatments there. Most popular right now are outdoor spas, so they feel that you can get that beautiful view of the ocean, like this one here at Manchego Resort. There's this wonderful Balinese-inspired outdoor spa. I shall be there in a couple weeks enjoying, because I love the views. You can socially distance, you're in your cocoon, you can have your scrubs, your facials. So all of the resorts basically are running their spas. And never forget the kids. If families are going to go down and they wonder what to do with the children, they need not to worry, because the kids clubs are open. A lot of the resorts have pretty cool and fun activities. They can teach the kids something fun like learning papiamento or a little bit about the islands, and they go scavenger hunting, they create arts and crafts. So it's a wonderful experience to bring the kids down. And then again, visiting places like the Butterfly Farm or the Donkey Sanctuary. We have a place called Phillips Animal Garden. It's a menagerie of animals. We have kangaroos there. We've got donkeys, we've got chickens, a little bit of everything, all these exotic animals. So that is fun for the entire family to go and participate in. And again, for people who want to be outdoors and they also worry about social distancing, in Arakark National Park, here's a nice up close and personal. You can go out there and hike. You can definitely do that, or mountain bike, and look at the views that you will receive. So guests are going to not worry about social distancing, because we have plenty of space on island right now, and with less passengers coming down, we've been getting compliments that Aruba is like the Aruba of yesterday, where it was less people. You can really enjoy the beach, the turtles, the animals, the birds, they're all coming out. So you can really enjoy that unique experience. Now, getting into the water is still going to be fun, because we still have our going out with less passengers, implementing safety protocols, but you can still do a sunset romantic cruise. You can still do your snorkeling, so that is still available. Right now, the submarine by the Palm Tours is suspended because you would be in a enclosed space, but you can go out there and you can snorkel. You can enjoy a lot of the water activities, such as, parasailing, the jet labs. That's all there. And if you want to learn something unique, or even just pick up something healthy like the aloe products are harvested and manufactured there, and you can go to the aloe farm and learn how they extract this wonderful healing product, and they turn it into sunscreen, which I may add that you should be using reef-friendly sunscreen right now, because it has been banned that any sunscreen that is going to harm the reef and coral life is banned. So something like the Aruba Aloe sunscreen will be safe if you have sunburn, or if clients are saying that they want just to replenish all of the more now, it's 25 max for a destination wedding and the party. But it's not to say if someone had more than 25 people, you know, they can break it up and they can create a reception twice. So it is possible. It has been done. It's nothing is impossible. And we have a synagogue on island. We do have for other religious ceremonies on island. So if someone wanted to be legally married, that is possible, or have a religious ceremony. All weddings do start downtown in Oranjestad if it's going to be legal, and they will get married at the city hall, which is quite scenic. It's this beautiful, typical Dutch building downtown, very colorful, makes for wonderful pictures. Most people choose to get married stateside, and then they come down and they have their symbolic wedding, whether it be on the beach or up by the lighthouse or another unique place. Now, all of our hotels are wonderful and they have wedding planners right on property, but we do have a few independent wedding planners, and they do work with the hotel wedding planners, and they also do pay commission because, of course, we want to make sure we're earning. And here's a wonderful picture of our colorful art mural, and this is found in an area, or their second city as we call it, Sunrise City, and down in San Nicolas you will find walking tours, and they will explain all about the history of Aruba and the wonderful art that it reflects. And so if you want Instagrammable envy photos, if you're there, I suggest you visit, and for your clients I suggest you send them down to this area and they can see beautiful artwork. There's even a couple museums down there, so you won't be bored, and your clients won't be bored visiting Aruba. This is a photo of downtown in Oranjestad, way out on the tracks. You can see a little blue splotch. That is our tram. It is complimentary. It runs from the back of the Renaissance Hotel downtown through the streets, and people can hop on and off while they're shopping. Bars are closed right now, but they can go out and shop. They can eat at a restaurant. We do have a limit. There is a curfew if you're not in the hotels, and you should still always check or have the client check when they arrive at the hotel as to what the restrictions are. But on islands, if you're off property, you have to be back on by midnight to 5 a.m. There is a curfew currently. It is all subject to change. It is just so we keep the numbers down and continue to make sure we maintain for that. But when you're downtown and you're here and out and about on Palm or Eagle Beach, you can enjoy food, my favorite subject. Before the lockdown, I would always brag about we have almost 300 restaurants on island, influenced by 90 different nationalities. And so what's wonderful about that is there's something for everyone, whether you're vegan, whether you're vegetarian, whether you're a meat lover or Italian, or you want indigenous cuisine, you know, like a pachetti found in Aruba, or fungi, another local dish. You will find it in Aruba. We have chef's tables. We have the chef's tables, which is perfect for those who want to be in a smaller setting. They're usually 20 and under, and the chef cooks in front of you, and you're not paying the New York prices, and you're still getting the quality of Michelin star type chefs. So romance, it doesn't matter if you have a companion or not. Romance could be you and your friends. It could be you and yourself, you know. So the clients alone, that's not a problem. But there are wonderful places to eat where, for instance, flying fish bone, toes in the sand, and you have some tables that are right in the water. Passions on the Beach, another romantic restaurant, romance in terms of the sun is setting, and you hear, most of the time there's live music entertainment. We would have to check on that now under the different restrictions, but you would get to see the sun setting. Your toes are in the sand, and you can have this wonderful meal as the sun goes down and enjoy the scenery. And certain times of year, turtles are hatching, so that's wonderful. This is a shot of the Bukudi Hotel and a romantic dinner, and most of all the hotels actually have romantic dinners they can arrange. I'm going to wrap it up here. We do have our website, aruba.com, where it goes into details about our health and happiness code. It goes into details about the visitor's insurance, and it goes into detail about the requirements, which that one I stress because there are certain COVID tests that are not going to be approved, such as like antigen test. It has to be a nasal swab test that is a molecular test to be approved. But if you are if the client is in a high-risk state, then they do have other restrictions and other leeway on their testing on what is the procedure. So visit aruba.com for more information about that, and for the activities and tours and other things that are all Aruba. And this is our team. I'm covering New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Western Mass, and we have Katie Kennedy for the rest of New England. Kathy's all the way out on the West Coast. Angelina and Kim take care of the Midwest and the Southern states. And Liliana is up in Canada, covering that northern point there for us. And if you're not part of the Aruba Travel Experts Facebook group page, it's exclusive. So when you request to join, we ask that you validate yourselves as a travel professional, answer the questions so you can be let in, because it really is exclusive for the travel experts, where we can answer your questions. You'll find videos that we post up. I do a live segment on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I bring hotels on live. We do Tip Thursdays, live Aruba site inspections on Tuesdays, and presentations are posted here at times through live or posted up, as well as any updates from the hotel. So you can definitely join that. If you're not part of it, we welcome you to do that. And with that, I'd like to say Masha Danki, which in Papiamento means thank you very much. I appreciate everyone's support for booking Aruba in the past. If you haven't yet, well, go ahead and become an Aruba certified expert and see why people love coming back to Aruba time and time again. So thank you very much for your time, and enjoy.
Thank you, Natasha.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, first off, I just want to thank everybody again for joining us. We're so lucky to have our AAA members with us today. Speaking of Aruba, we actually have one of our agents is down there right now, actually with one of our local reps and talking about it. So we've been seeing some of her pictures. Looks like they had a bit of a rainstorm today, but she's having a great time down there. So can't wait to hear about that. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and transition and hand it on over to Crystal to talk all about the Bahamas. So Crystal, when our members are down there, what can they expect in the Bahamas? Crystal, I just want to make sure you're not muted. I do that all the time. The joys of being remote.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You are good.
Okay, can you see my screen as well?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, awesome. So yes, when you visit the Bahamas, you will definitely experience some of the most warm, friendly people that you will ever meet, as well as the beautiful sun, sand, sea, and many jewels to choose from. I cannot tell you which island will be your favorite, but you will certainly connect with an island that will connect to your heart personally, because there are several jewels throughout the islands of the Bahamas that we have to offer. And that being said, let's begin with the islands of the Bahamas. I am in the New York office, where we have a team here that we cover the entire Northeast region. And of course, we have team members that cover other regions as well. As we continue, I'll just get right out the way some of the things that you would need to know as you travel to the Bahamas. First and foremost, similarly to everyone else, we have various procedures in place, such as you would need to fill out a health visa, and you can get that at travel.gov.bs. That can take up to 72 hours to process, so you want to make sure that you fill out that health visa in time. You definitely have to take the COVID-19 RT-PCR swab test, and that needs to be completed with no more than 5 days before traveling. However, as soon as November 1st hits, it will be within 7 days of traveling, but still with the swab test. Once you are on island, You will definitely still have to wear face masks. We are complying with the measures that everyone, most everyone is going with to make sure that we keep everyone visiting on island safe and our residents on island safe. So face mask, physical distancing will still be in place. Taxis, hotels, restaurants, as you enter the beach, leave the beach, but of course not while sitting there, but you still need to wear it whilst you're entering and leaving. We do currently have a curfew in place as well, and that curfew is from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., but it's only for New Providence, which many of you may know as Nassau, for Abaco and Grand Bahama Island. And you can find, and that is subject to change. That is just as of right now. So that being said, more details about that is also on this website link here, opm.bs.gov, but you can find everything. These are specific other website links that go into depth and detail, but we have a briefing of all of this on our tourism website at bahamas.com. Whilst you are traveling and before you get there, you'll just need to know, of course, keeping your face mask on. You'll need to know that if you are traveling before October 31st, we do have a 14-day vacation in place. So you will have to stay at that resort or that Airbnb, wherever you are staying as of right now, unless you are staying longer than that, or if your stay is shorter than 14 days, it is a vacation in place stay. However, as of November 1st, there will be no vacation in place required, and visitors will be able to go as they please about wherever they desire throughout the islands and on that particular island that they are on. And visitors will be given a rapid COVID-19 antigen test as well as they arrive, as far as November 1st as well. And if you are staying longer than 4 nights, you will be required to Nassau and Paradise Island, Bimini, Eleuthera and Harbor Island, Grand Bahama Island, and the Exumas. And that being said, I will give you a taste of these islands though via video. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that was just a little sample to get you excited to get down there. But let's dive into Nassau and Paradise Island. So the difference with there are so many differences between all of our islands that I always say when you think of the Bahamas, it truly is better here because you have so much to choose from and so much to enjoy, whatever suits your taste and your personality and style. When we talk about Nassau, Nassau is known as the city. It is the city. It's where you can have a lot of activities and restaurants to choose from. We have the largest casino in the Caribbean there, the largest aquarium in the Caribbean there. It's close proximity to the US. Our US dollar is on par with the Bahamian dollar. So you don't even have to change your money, just come down and you can spend what you got as is. We have boutique properties, mega resorts in Nassau. And the thing about the entire Bahamas, I can't just say for Nassau, but overall, you have these numerous wellness types of experiences that you can have through mental, spiritual, environmental, social, and emotional wellness experiences. And it's truly a journey once you get there to see what suits your needs. Being in Nassau, you can do various tours around the island, whether it's a walking tour, whether it's a horse and carriage tour. You can do Jeep tours, you can rent your own scooter, and it's really 21 by 7 miles, so you can really explore this island. It's not that big, and you can have a good time on your own if you just wanted to rent a scooter as well. It's known for having a lot of historical sites and monuments around, and that's always a fun thing to experience whilst you're there. If you see this photo here with all these steps, it's called the Queen's Staircase. This is also known as the 66 steps. Very tranquil and nice environment to just experience something spiritual and historical, connecting back to the days of slavery, where actually it took about 16 years for slaves to hand carve these steps one by one individually. So it's known as the 66 steps or the Queen's Staircase. And then Nassau is also known for having some of the top spas. You have Mandara Spa, award-winning spa at Atlantis, and the ESPA Spa at Bahamas, which is the flagship spa in the Caribbean for ESPA Spa there. And now more so than ever, people are interested, of course, in doing their spas on the beach and getting that massage and taking in the environment at the same time as well. So that's always an option and something to enjoy too. Then the other good thing about visiting Nassau is that you have various physical wellness experiences like yoga facilities and retreats. And then you also have the golfing for those who prefer that sort of physical activity and that type of relaxation. There are 3 major golf courses in Nassau. So definitely enough for everyone to experience whatever type of wellness they need, especially during this time. Here are just a few other sites that one can visit whilst they're there. We have 3 actual forts in Nassau. Here I just have Fort Charlotte, but it also taps into that history of when we had to protect ourselves from pirates and so forth back in the day. So that's always a fun historical site, not just for adults, but also if you're bringing kids along too. Then you have the John Watling's Distillery, some of the best rum that you will experience, and then the Bahamas National Art Gallery, showing the culture and art of the Bahamas through our talented Bahamians. But it's something that a lot of kids actually enjoy doing, and I've done it myself too. But we have our own zoo there, and it's a really fun experience too. And then there's also swimming with the dolphins and various animal life that you can do, which like I mentioned, a lot of people find that to be very fun and therapeutic as well. And we have the Botanical Gardens and the Bahamas National Trust Retreat, where you can experience the flora and fauna of the Bahamas there. Casual dining, fine dining, food is amazing in the Bahamas, and we love to eat. So whether you prefer some of the casual dining at a place as we call Arawaki, where you see the huts in the back, very casual, laid back. You'll see various huts out there, and it's called Arawaki, or the fish fry. You can go out, have a Bahamian bear, have some conch salad or conch fritters. That's our native dishes. We absolutely love conch everything. Conch sauce, conch chowder, cracked conch, which is fried conch. We do it a million different ways to enjoy. And then fine dining is absolutely to die for in the Bahamas. Any type of fresh seafood and different types of cuisines you can experience whilst you're there as well. And this is just highlighting some of the different activities. So Nassau is that type of place where it's not short on activities at all. So whether it's the underwater museum that you want to go diving and explore, whether it's laying on the beach, whether it's renting your own private boat or having someone take you out, or you want something a little bit more on the adventurous side with going to dive with the sharks and feed the sharks, it is totally up to you. The options are there. Now let's move on to Freeport, Grand Bahama Island. Some people know it as Freeport, some people know it as Grand Bahama Island, abbreviated as GBI. We call Freeport our second city, and it's known for the ecological wonders that it possesses. It's so beautiful. There are things there on Freeport that you may not experience in Nassau. Now, Freeport is a little bit more, we would say, tuned down. Nassau, a little bit more on the busy side. So you have the boutique properties there, some beachfront, some more marine side. But you have a blue hole, you have different nature type of experiences that you can have through Jeep tours, bus and car tours, historical sites and monuments. And they got their own little fish fry too. I shouldn't say little, actually. It's more condensed and it's smaller, but it's still a fun native experience that you would have a great time at as well. And these are just a few things that you can do there that would be slightly different from Nassau. Like you can kayak through the mangroves, which is something a little different than Nassau. The dolphin experience here, you actually get to swim with the dolphins in their natural habitat. They just come and go as they please. And that's something truly unique to that experience there in Freeport, Grand Bahama Island as well. While you can also do yachting and private boat adventures. And then here are a few different, just beautiful nature, physical environment experiences that definitely will calm your spirits, and you can enjoy the sights here for the Garden of the Groves, the Heritage National Park, Hydroflora Garden. Definitely sites if you are that type of client that really enjoy nature and beauty. And just a few extra things that you can do: bone fishing, the Jeep tours, as I mentioned, stingray feeding, horseback riding on the beach, and bird watching. Bird watching is something becoming very popular, and it's a hot spot to do that in the Bahamas because quite a bit of our islands have this bird watching experience because we have the nature trails and parks available. So a lot of them habitat and they come there and just are safe. They're in a safe zone. So a lot of people are coming there now for bird watching. And of course, spas there. Depends on your needs. And now we move to the out islands of the Bahamas. As I mentioned, we have quite a bit of islands to choose from. So I'm not going to go through all of them. And you can always go to our website and click on each island because each one has their own distinct personality. But people always ask, well, how is it going to be easy to get to the outer islands? And yes, to each and every island in the Bahamas you can get to from a flight from Nassau. Now, of course, flights are changing right now due to everything that's happening in our climate. However, there are some connecting larger carriers that did go into some of the more frequented islands like the Exumas, Eleuthera, Abaco, and Bimini. So there was a Delta which should be starting that flight again into the Exumas, and American Airlines has already started their flights again into some of the outer islands. However, you can get to all of them through local carriers in Nassau through a connecting flight there. So what makes the out islands unique? We touched on Nassau and Freeport, the second city, but when you tap into the outer islands, we're talking about going off into unique and off the beaten path adventures, not the large mega resorts, although a few of them do have some larger of the chain resorts there, one or two. You won't find it being in the same style as what is in Nassau. So let's talk unspoiled luxury, untouched gems here in the outer islands. Bimini is known for being a diver's shark haven where you can find a reef shark, lemon shark, hammerhead shark. It's a shark diver's paradise pretty much, but also very rich in history and known for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used to come here literally to just focus, and he's known to write some of his most famous speeches here. So we honor him by that, by having a bust of him made throughout in the mangroves. And there's one in the city of Alice-town, right in the middle of the town of, in the center of the island of Bimini there. So you'll see that. And the one that's out in the mangroves is actually near to what you see here, the Fountain of Youth. So you'll experience that if you're going out kayaking through the mangroves there as well, and going to experience the Fountain of Youth. The Fountain of Youth is known to have healing properties and said to be also called the healing hold. And it has natural springs amid the mangroves that pump lithium and sulfur. So a lot of people like to swim in that, and they feel good about it when they come out. And Bimini is also known for having the best bread in the Bahamas. Literally, when I travel to Bimini, I have to get a stack of Bimini bread to take home to my family, because there's just something about the Bimini bread that's become very popular. And the Sapona shipwreck that's there is something that has been there since the World War I. And us assisting the US back then, and one of their fleets left behind. So it's pretty much one of those things that people would come and do a water dive and explore it as well. Now let's move on to Exuma. Exuma, its own personality, 365 islands and keys, right? So we always, when we talk about Exuma, we say, oh, well, you could pretty much go to a different island every day of the year when you come here. Some of the most beautiful waters you will ever see, crystal clear. This is not photoshopped. This is how it looks. Scott Kelly, I don't know if you've heard, the astronaut, he mentioned that the Bahamas is one of the most beautiful places on the earth from being up in space. And this is pretty much, this is it. This is no filter, pretty much what you will see when you get there. And it's known for being the home of our celebrity swimming pigs. Everybody has been dying to swim with the pigs, and this is where they come to do it, in the islands of the Exumas. So there you can swim with the pigs, you can swim with the nurse sharks, you can dive to the Thunderball Grotto. The properties around, but it's definitely physical distancing at its best and most calmest, I would say, because that's the experience you'll get on the outer islands and on a place like Exuma. This sandbar here is absolutely beautiful and amazing, and definitely something you want to experience if you're there. And you will see this a sandbar like this as well in one of the other islands to experience too, and I've done it. It looks just like that. It's literally in the middle of the ocean. You pull up and it's there. You can swim out to it and hop on and walk. So it's an experience to have. As I move on to Eleuthera and Harbor Island, two islands side by side. Literally, you fly into Eleuthera and you can take a ferry boat over to Harbor Island, or you could take a ferry boat from Nassau to Harbor Island. And Eleuthera is the main island, larger, and Harbor Island is a very small island where you only need a golf cart to drive around. Eleuthera, not so much. You need a car to drive around on that island. But this iconic view that you are looking at right now, this iconic scene here, is what we call the glass window bridge. Definitely one of the most environmentally and mentally and physically healing sights that you will see, with the calm bite of Eleuthera on one side and the deep Atlantic Ocean on the other side, bashing against the rocks there. So you literally could stand and look over and see that bashing water on one side and then the calm on the other side. Absolutely gorgeous. And Eleuthera is definitely an adventurous place if you're into, you know, just seeing different types of nature and different types of caves, blue holes. And I'll just add that the Bahamas is a place that we have the most blue holes probably in the world. So almost every island has a blue hole on it. Here, this is the sapphire blue hole, and we have different types of blue holes. So you have the inland ones, you have the ones that go out in the ocean, you have the outland ones. There are so many blue holes, all different, some with caves around, but this is the sapphire blue hole in Eleuthera. Here's Preacher's Cave, which is also definitely a site to see and explore. And we have various caves as well throughout the Bahamas, but this one specifically, obviously, for Eleuthera. And this cave, we call it Preacher's Cave because it was where the where Christians that were in Bermuda came to escape. And they, when they got their boat wrecked, they came off and settled on Eleuthera, and they found this cave. And in there, a boulder they shaped into an altar, and it's still there, still standing today. And so it was named Preacher's Cave from that. And moving on from that, we have here next to that the slave ruins. Throughout some of the islands in the Bahamas, you'll come across some slave ruins that are still in place. It's such a spiritual feeling to just go in and explore that and see some markings may still be on the wall. And these are where the slaves and their masters lived, and it's still there in place. And you can take a look at that. Some of the other islands also have these, like Cat Island, but this is the one here, obviously, in Eleuthera. And there are some cotton trees around still right there for you to see and have that experience. So it's definitely a place that you can go out and explore nature and have different experiences. When we talk about Eleuthera, we mentioned Harbor Island being 5 minutes away from Eleuthera by ferry boat. Pink Sand Beach, absolutely to die for. Pineapple fields, that's in Eleuthera, and quaint villages of Harbor Island. So Harbor Island, different from Eleuthera, has these quaint pastel villages. You just need a golf cart to drive around. You just need, or even a bicycle, just as you see there. But it's such a quaint, delightful place, very different from the busy life. We call it our Martha's Vineyard of the Bahamas. So definitely a different experience even from Eleuthera if you hop over to Harbor Island. And this is just a video to give you a taste of that as well.
My name is Captain Ryan Neely, and I am the owner of Spanish Falls Fishing Charters. basically anything that can be measured on the water, my company does. I take people bone fishing, I take people reef fishing, spear fishing, deep sea fishing, snorkeling, scuba diving. They just want to do just an excursion, just go out and go island hopping. Island hopping would be chartering a boat, and that boat taking you around from island to island. You know, some islands, they're uninhabited, but just to pull up to that island, step on the beach, we pick up a couple shells, that type of stuff, that kind of experience. They get to see not only the island they're staying on, they'll get to see basically Habra, Ilufra, Spanish Wells. And it's a good way to be able to see wildlife on the way, plus a good way to see stuff that you can't see from the land. The sandbar is just breathtaking, the magnificence of the water and the sandbar with all the sand dollars and stuff. I would say anybody that comes to Ilufra and misses going to see that, they're missing the whole experience.
I don't know about you all, but I'm ready to take a trip down to Eleuthera now and experience that. Romance throughout the islands of the Bahamas is alive and ready for anyone who wants to have it. So from sun up to sunset down, you can experience romance, plan your wedding, plan your elope, your getaway, or just rekindle that flame and have a relaxing time whilst you're visiting any island in the Bahamas. Any island in the Bahamas, I honestly cannot say that there's one particular island that's more romantic than the other, but you can find romance on any island with the right partner, I'm sure. And let's talk about deals, because we're pretty much wrapped up with all the islands that I'll cover. So deals, if you go to our site, our website, bahamas.com, and click on deals, you will see that we have air credit that can assist with you getting to the outer islands. And depending on how long you stay, you can also get other credit as well. So there are some promotional offers there, and you'll see the booking window, travel period, the blackout dates, which I have all listed here, but you can find all of this in more detail going to our website and working with your AAA agent. I'm sure they'll be able to get you one of these deals if you want to get to the outer islands. Now is the time to make it happen. And just to touch on some of the airlines, the most that frequent us mostly, American Airlines, United, JetBlue, and Delta, of course. Right now, things are very fluid with how the flights have been due to what's going on. But American Airlines is definitely in and out of there. United is definitely in and out of there. And more flights I know are going to be coming on board via JetBlue and Delta. So that is on a constant base changing, as I'm sure everyone is aware of. Social media, keep up to date with us via Bahamas Travel Partners on Instagram, Facebook, and on our Twitter page. We're definitely keeping you in the loop there and keeping you connected to us. So definitely follow our pages. Go to bahamas.com and check out some of the other islands that I wasn't able to talk about. And you may find that you connect with one of the other islands even more so than some of what I've discussed here today. And that's pretty much in a nutshell. Just want to thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, AAA. And just want everybody to keep safe and remember that it's better in the Bahamas.
Thank you, Crystal. That is some fantastic information. And so guys, please continue to add any questions you might have into the question section of your panel. And while those are coming in, I just want to remind folks that booking with your AAA Travel advisor is part of your membership benefits. So take advantage of it. They're there, they're waiting for you. Our team has the resources you need, from safety protocols to the best travel deals, and booking Aruba or the Bahamas through Pleasant Holidays can get you dollars off, upgrades, bonus perks, all that just because you're a AAA member. So with that,
And to add, in case some people need to take a test before they come back to the United States, that is also possible if they need to test to return home, but they do not need additional tests while on the island.
okay, perfect. Thank you for that. And then as far as passports are concerned, I know we usually say valid for 6 months after the trip, just in case, God forbid, you get stuck anywhere. You guys both adhere to those, correct? We have some questions about somebody traveling to Aruba in December, but the passport's expiring in March. So just want to make sure everyone's familiar with the 6-month rule with passports.
Not for Aruba. It's one happy island. As long as your passport is valid for the time you're there, you're good to go. We don't stick to the 6-month rule.
Perfect. All right. So then they are good to go. We had one other question here. Do children have to do the ED card? Looks like that one came in with Aruba.
Yes, every passport holder. So just think of it as everyone who holds a passport will have to fill out the ED card. However, with children, since they are probably not going to have their own email address, they can use the parental guardian email address. So you can use one email address for multiple people, but each individual that holds a passport must fill out an ED card. So the mom, dad, children, each one will have an individual card. Friends, every single person has to do it, regardless of their relationship. You hold a passport, the card.
And they get the cards
online. Everything is now online. The embarkation cards are online at the moment. Yes.
Perfect. That is great. I love that. All right. We usually always like to ask our presenters what their favorite part of their destination is. I know you guys both covered a lot of fantastic information regarding your destination, but what's your favorite part, whether it's a restaurant, an actual location? So Natasha, with Aruba, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part is to eat. I love to go to I love going to the chef's table, especially sitting there and enjoying and watching the chef create the food. So any of the chef's table, I enjoy that. I hop around, but food is my thing.
All right, I love that. And Crystal?
Natasha, me and you have something in common, definitely. Besides laying on the beach and just really soaking in the tranquil aquamarine turquoise waters, I would have to say enjoying a bowl of conch salad and just like watching it being made and eating it on the beach is my go-to anytime I get home. And maybe I might have a little Bahamian rattler bear on the side. We call it it's almost like a breezer type bear, Kalik rattler. So if you come to the Bahamas, you have to have Kalik bear, which is a Bahamian bear. So I'll have that with my conch salad and on the beach. That's my favorite thing to do.
I love it. I love a good meal when I'm on vacation. So there you go. That sounds perfect.
And getting that by the fish fry is one of the places you could do it.
Perfect. All right, we'll make note of that. Well, I think that's pretty much all the questions we have there. So I just want to thank both of you for joining us today and really appreciate all the information that you've shared with us. I want to thank our members for joining us today. And just a friendly reminder, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to AAA Travel Advisors at AAANortheast.com. And a travel agent will be more than happy to help you. Or you can go ahead and call your local travel agent and make an appointment, whether it's in person, over the phone, or virtually. So again, thank you everyone for joining us and have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.